All right, and welcome back to another episode of VAR with John and Ben, where we talk about the views, analysis, and ramblings that John and Ben have on everything football. All right, so we're going to start today with John talking a little bit about what happened with LIONEL Messi over the last week.
Messi. See, today I wear Holland. It's not so much about Messi, but because I support Genie, who's with PSG. Okay, anyway, regarding Messi, okay, I have mixed emotions, right? Because Barcelona was the club that made Messi who he is. Like it or not, they were the ones that helped Messi become who he is today and the player that he is today. So I was watching the press conference that he did with Paca when he was saying his goodbyes and everything, and I mean, I'm not afraid to admit, I also teared up. I really felt his emotions, and you see how much it hurt him to want to leave. And when he gave his press conference at PSG, it's very. I like the way he put it. Like PSG is a club that matches my ambitions. The kind of stuff. It's different from those players like, oh, I'm finally joining my dream club. I've always grew up supporting all those those kind of shit statements. But Messi is different, and I think he really wants to come here and then just give it a last hurrah, because let's be frank, that there is no other club other than Man City maybe that can probably afford him and provide the kind of ambitions that Messi wants. He's not getting any younger. He's 34 already. And if I'm not wrong, he has 4 Champions League titles, the last one being in 2015. So he probably wants to go all out and win the very last one before he calls it the day, hang on the boot. So yeah, I mean, I feel happy for him that he finally found a club that actually wants him. Sadly, So that's what I feel And in some sense, I think PSG is damn bloody smart. I think this is probably the best. I think they probably have the best transfer window ever. 4 superstars on a free transfer. I don't think you can top that. I don't know. How about you, Ben?
I mean, at the end of the day, I think it's overhyped. I'm on the wagon where it's overhyped. I mean, yeah, Messi moved to PSG, but over the years, there were different. I mean, you take a look at back then AC Milan. Look at their squad back then when you had Ronaldinho and all. Granted, of course, the social media then and the social media now is a bit different, but I think overblown. I think majority of it comes from the PSG fans who are happy that Messi is in their club. I can understand why, but I mean, at the end of the day, results must matter. PSG over the many years, they try to buy different players that come in. They try to bring in, players like Neymar, who they brought in. Results are not really showing, and then they got Drexler to come in. They got like Angel Di Maria to come in, and so different people started coming in to join PSG, but PSG still hasn't gotten. I mean, they have gotten somehow with of all the managers Tuchel to the finals, but you know what? They sacked him, and I think that's the most brilliant move ever, because he came to Chelsea and he's living a better life. But anyway, let's not go there. So at the end of the day, I think money can't buy anything. And of course, I'm coming from a Chelsea fan where money bought us something. But we had the
I am so glad you mentioned that. Acknowledge it. I am so glad.
I acknowledge, but at least we have a proven system. Say what you want, but Roman has his system in place. He is a guy that just doesn't bother. If you don't show the result, he just kick you out, and he doesn't like waiting for it. And I can see why. From him, it's a business sense point of view, whereas for most of us, it's from a football point of view, where we want to take things slowly. So I can also see why he brought in Lampard, and we had to part terms with him. He brought in probably for the sentimental value. He kicked him out based on the business value and on in regards with building the club. So going back to PSG, I mean, Messi left, he went to PSG. Okay, I mean, to me, like that, But whether or not there is a proven result, I think there are many other clubs out there that deserve more attention. You take the look at the likes of the Real Madrid and Barcelona now. I think it's going to be, people talk about Messi leaving, but to me, I'm going to talk about what is the El Clasico going to be like. I don't want to say anything because I'm not a Real Madrid fan. I'm not a Barcelona fan, but there is really nothing much to look out for. I mean, I support Atletico Madrid, and I don't think there's a El Clasico anymore that's very memorable, Messi left PSG, good for him. Whether they can work out or not, at the end of the day, I think I stand by what I say. They have a very solid first team, but what happens when that first team breaks down, due to injury, due to this and that? Can their bench, hold the standard high? People are saying that they don't need the league. They won the Champions League. That's true. But as I've always mentioned to people, what happens if the league, they are not doing that well, and in the Champions League, they're also not doing that well? Then what happens? Then this is like a very high-class, expensive mid-table team. So that's where I stand. Things are, if anything, I'm going to put a pun here. If things don't go well, things will be very messy for PSG. So yeah.
Very interesting views. I mean, you mentioned about if someone gets injured and everything, whether the backup can actually come in. Here's my point. I mean, if we were to analyze PSG's team, right, and the lineup this season, I mean, and I agree with you, their main goal this season would probably be the Champions League, and of course, wrestling the title of Lille, right? So with that in mind, and I actually went to do some digging in. I won't call it research, but I just went to dig in a little bit further into the PSG team. Okay, and in my initial thoughts, on the surface value, I would say the same thing. Like, oh, there's so many players. Oh, they brought in so many people, right? Messi is 34, Ramos is 35, Wijnaldum is 30. I mean, yeah, they got it on a free, but they are already towards the tail end of their careers and everything. So are they really there yet? Are they really be able to go and challenge for the trophy? So I went to dig in further, and looking at the squad, right, of PSG, I was quite surprised to see that I think they actually have a very nice blend, a very nice balance of the experience, the upcoming stars, as well as the people who are at their peak. So experienced players, I just mentioned them. The younger ones we already mentioned. Mbappe is definitely one of them, right? Hakimi is the one, and another one they brought in, and for those, and Donnarumma is actually, I will consider him as a young player. Okay, yeah. So, but if you look at the players who are probably at their peaks, supposedly at their peaks right now, you look at Kimpembe. Kimpembe is 26. Marquinhos is 27. Verratti is 29. He's still under 30. Neymar himself, he's kind of in between, but he's going to be 30 next year. But he's still, in between here and there. And you look at you look at their bench. You still have Paredes. You still have you still have who else do you have? Marquinhos and some of the likes. So they actually have a lot of options in a sense, to the point where if you look at what would the formation be for them. A lot of people are talking about M&Ms, right? Instead of MSN, you got M&Ms, right? Maybe they should get M&Ms as a sponsor. I don't know, but for they can actually play around the formations. They can play 3-4-3, 4-3-3, or even 5-2-3. Keeping the call, which is the strikers, like the three of them. But even if Messi doesn't play, they can even play a 4-2-3-1, bringing Di Maria in. So there's actually a lot of options that Pochettino can actually come in, which it allows him to tweak his team to counter the different types of teams that they are going to face in the Champions League and all. And these are seasoned pros, people who have won it. If we really look into it, right, on the bench, Navas won the Champions League with Real Madrid. You have Wijnaldum won at Liverpool. Ramos won at Real Madrid. Messi obviously won. Neymar and Mbappe, they want to win. So they have a team of winners in their team. So I wouldn't say that I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but from this point of view, from this analytical point, I think they have every right, and they have actually a very strong squad to actually challenge for the Champions League, and I think they would do well. I mean, they went to the final, right, with Tuchel and everything. Okay, Pochettino, just some people are saying, oh, he's not a good manager. He's not good enough to go and manage PSG, but we don't forget, he was the one that brought Spurs to the Champions League final just a few years back. With the kind of team in Spurs, what more can you do with this team? I'm sure you can do much better with this team. So, with that in mind, I just think that there is actually a very high possibility that they will win. Of course, if you want to play the devil's advocate and say, what if they don't win, then yeah. But let's focus more on. I'm more of a glass half full kind of guy. Okay, so I would like to think that for the last year or last 2 years, right, for Ramos, for Messi, I know they were long-time rivals, but now they are teammates, and I believe they can put all these things, all this rivalry aside to do well for the team, because at the end of the day, come to think of it, they are individuals who have their own ambitions. Now they want to work together, and they have to work together. They will work together. You look at the Spanish team, Piqué and Ramos, fierce rivals, but when they play for the Spanish national team, whoa, freaking hell, they are always, tight-knit, you know what I mean? So I think they can do the same. So yeah, I'm all for PSG going for the win for the Champions League, man. But of course, they will face very, very strong opposition in Liverpool and also Chelsea. But put Chelsea, I'm going to give credit to the current winners, right? Okay. And for Messi itself, I just want to put out there also, because I was looking at the pots. Champions League pots right before they are signed in group stages. Barcelona and PSG are in the same pot, which means they will not meet each other in the group stages. So I think that will actually help Messi a little bit, I feel. So once they go to knockout stages, but we do not know whether Barca will still be there. Okay, but if they're there, then I think PSG will just walk over them. I think Messi has something to prove to them, right? So yeah, I just want to put it out there. I think PSG has a very strong chance, very high chance of winning, and I think they might just win it Okay, I'll give it to them Liverpool can wait 1 more year. It's okay, I give them some chance. Give them some chance. Yeah. I know you're thinking something else. Okay, I'm just waiting. Come. Let's hear what you have to say. Come.
Okay, I'm just gonna put this very briefly. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm a true blue Chelsea fan, and say what you must.
Whoa! You're saying I'm not a true blue Liverpool fan?
No. I mean, people like us, we want our team to do well. So you know what? I'm gonna back us up. I really think we will go to the finals. I'm not saying we'll win it, but I think Tuchel has what it takes to bring us back to the final again. And I think he's gonna be the first manager to bring back to back, and hopefully for us and to win the Champions League. In fact, not win, retain the Champions League trophy. So that's what I'm hoping. I mean, he's done it with the UEFA Cup, brilliant master stroke. I'm gonna go to the UEFA Cup now, the UEFA Super Cup, master stroke of a thing. I mean, he was so calm and collected. I mean, look at it. You don't see a lot of substitution where, especially when it comes to a goalkeeper, they're coming out happy.
Fair enough.
Congratulating the other guy coming in. They're like, wow, well done. You're now needed. It's your turn to shine. And I think you can see that happening. When Kepa came in, you could see, it wasn't like the Chelsea. Back then, maybe during Sarri's time, when Kepa came in or when Kepa is there, people don't trust him. But whatever Tuchel has done in his training, Kepa is now the man that people trust. And you know what? We saw that in the penalty shootout. And I'm going to say this as a Chelsea fan. I didn't like the way that he was very eager to make the saves. Like he was already, okay, you know what? I'm going to go right. I'm just going to jump right now. I think a bit eager. He be eager. And that way, to me, actually, that might be I don't know. I'm just saying, okay, it could be such a psychological thing. And that's how he saves. He saved the last shot. Because he kept going to the right. Therefore, someone went, okay, you know what? I will still go to the right. I think now he'll go to the left. I think that worked to his favor. He did that once, he saved. So he kept going to the same place, kept going to his right, kept going to his right. And when the last one came in, it was as if, oh, okay, I go to the right. I think he go left. And you know what? He saved it. But the one thing I really enjoy, and I think only Kepa can pull this off, because you know what? He's not the kind where he's the humble fella. He's not, I'm going to say he's not a humble fella. For every penalty taker that came, he walked up to them. I don't know whether he was doing anything, but he was just walking up to them, showing assurance. I'm the goalkeeper. You need to get past me. When he goes back to the line, he was doing all these weird taunting moves. I think it worked to his favor. And if anything, it was a master stroke by Tuchel, because according to him, stats have shown that Kepa had a better penalty save sort of percentage, and therefore he had to make the substitution. People thought, you know what, Mendy is the one, Mendy is the number one, put him in. But everyone knew, even Mendy himself, that Kepa is the one. The management knew Kepa is the one. The players trusted Kepa to be the one. And we won. We won. So I think at the end of the day, this is where I'm going to go to all the clubs. I think what I'm really looking out for is that bond that the clubs have. I talk about, I think we talk about Man United a lot, and I like to diss them a lot. But I think in the upcoming season, and I've also put them in the very first episode when we did VAR, they are definitely going to retain top three. They're definitely going to retain top three. I think with whatever is coming in, with the reinforcement coming in, with the whole support behind Ole, I think Man United can retain top three. In fact, can even challenge for EPL title. Take away from Man City. Of course, I hope Chelsea is the one that will do it. That's why I say Chelsea is number one. But then if we go back to PSG, of course, I agree with everything you say. I don't know why. I just feel PSG is very overhyped. Because I think because of their social media power. I mean, the social media is on point. I have to say, it's like the best football social media team ever. That's coming from me. I have to agree. But Messi, Ramos, so you mentioned how they have to gel together, forget about rivalry, but then you forget, and this is my take. You said when they came together for the Spanish team, they forget the rivalry. But you must remember, blood is thicker than water. Their Spanish blood is thicker. But when you come to a club, at the end of the day, you are paid to come to the club. You represent different country. You play a role. But I think it's different when it comes to national playing team lah. You play for Spain, sure lah. You all forget rivalry. But when you come here, you remember you take a bit of money. You win the Champions League, you don't win. The club brought you in like that lor. So if anything, I think PSG will be second in their league. I don't know why. I think they'll still be second because they have to find this formula where everyone gels together. And you talk about Pochettino. So my last few minutes, I'm going to talk about Pochettino. Pochettino did what he could with Spurs because he had some time going on. And if anything, you must remember the pressure was less on him compared to PSG. Because at Tottenham, we don't know a very big club, sorry, but so his pressure wasn't there, man. He had a South Korean dude that nobody thought that he could do well. They had like Harry Kane, who was I would say younger, then they thought like okay lor, like that lor, but he transformed them in a way. And Grant, he even had a player that he believed in, some young dude who was in Villarreal last night, and the commentator was saying Pochettino gave this young dude a chance. He didn't really do well in Spurs, but he saw what he saw in this player, and this guy is doing very well in Villarreal. I forgot what's his name lah.
Juan Foyth.
I think so, and so Pochettino has what it takes, but I think it takes time. But when you squeeze all together, I think got a lot of pressure. Now you see a lot of pressure on him. We talk about him being Argentinian with Messi, with all the big names in his club. He needs to win. So I think the pressure may get to him. I just my take.
Okay.
Of course, I wish PSG the best lah. But when you meet Tuchel, you will see why you prefer Tuchel than your Pochettino.
Okay. Before I want to chime in on the Kepa itself later. But before I go into that, I just want to say. Okay, when we talk about when I talk about PSG, I'm looking solely from a PSG's perspective, their point of view. So it's not that I don't support Liverpool. I'm a diehard Liverpool fan, but being on this show, we try to be not so biased, but to be impartial and everything, whatnot. Okay, so if I were to look from PSG's perspective, right, I really think that they do have a very high chance, and I really do think that they do have what it takes to challenge and even win it. And I stand by what I said, that they will have a very, very high chance to actually to win the Champions League. And being about blood is thicker than water or whatnot, at the end of the day, yeah, they are paid to come in, but they are players who are very proud. They are players with a lot of ambition, and they recognize that this is a team sport. It's not about individuals. So they will need to rely on each other to reach their goal. So with that, I think they will come together. If you really talk about Messi, right? Messi looking at Wijnaldum, he may be traumatized, right? Back to corner taken quickly that night. Wijnaldum was the one. He scored 2 goals.
Here we go.
PSG forget to buy Origi. Not yet. Origi goes there, so that's it. But that being said, I want to talk about Kepa and everything. Yeah, I agree. I think Tuchel is. I think there's something about German coaches that they are very precise. It's not just Klopp, Tuchel, but you look at Joachim Löw
as well. The Brentford.
And the guy is not really German. He's Danish, but yeah. Okay, so I saw the highlights for last night's game. So especially the penalty shootout. If the very last one, right? If you notice, I don't really remember. Kepa kept pointing to the left. Pointing to the left, and then he finally dived right to save the penalty. So, and you mentioned about him walking up. I think it's partly because the opponents are Spanish. He himself is Spanish, so he was trying to copy Martinez in the Copa America. Talk shit, put shit in the opponent's mind and everything. I think he was trying to learn and copy Martinez. So that's why he was doing that and everything. But it works. So kudos to him, and I like how Mendy took it as well, like what you said. And I didn't see the interview, but I saw an article that both keepers were interviewed after the game, and they were like some kind of bromance going on over there. So that's the beauty of football, isn't it? You set aside all your what to work for the team, and it's in the same way. I think that's how PSG will do well this season, because they'll put aside all their whatever rivalries or whatever things they have with one another to do well for the team, so that they win. Because when a team win, they win as well. So I think that is really what will happen for PSG. And I want to give credit to Chelsea. You guys finally, you're always copying Liverpool. So yeah, well done for being able to match us so far. Okay, but in order to do that, you have one more cup to go, which is the World Cup. Let's see how you guys fare. Let's see how you guys fare. So far, you won the Champions League, you won the Super Cup on penalties, like what we did. So okay, see how well you can continue copying us. It's okay. We welcome you on board. We are coached by fellow Germans, right? So
of course.
I have a thing for German coaches.
I just have a thing for any kind of foreign manager. It doesn't have to be German. I think German or what you say, Danish, or I don't know, any country. I think when they come to the EPL, it's just so weird. Like for example, Bielsa also. I think these are managers that make the league more exciting. So that's what I want to say.
Talking about Bielsa, sorry, I just want to chime in.
Go ahead.
Because I was reading a report about Messi's birthplace. Okay, don't ask me why I just going to read about his birthplace. Okay, but I just want to read. Why. And apparently, according to this article, it's been a few years back, this article, most of Argentina's best footballers come from or around Rosario, which is the birthplace of Messi. So you have players like Di Maria from there, Maxi Rodriguez from there.
By any chance, Aguero also or Higuain?
No, Aguero wasn't from there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but around the area, you have players like Batistuta, also, legendary Argentinian striker. And there was one name, Marcelo Bielsa. He himself was born in Rosario. So there's something about Rosario that I don't know that is mixed Argentina.
Grades,
I went to check Maradona. He's not from any of them. I really went to Google Maradona's birthplace.
Shorter lah. I mean Messi short, but never mind.
Same lah. Okay, but I don't know. It just came to mind. Sorry. So maybe this is just like, hey, did you know? Rosario is a city in Argentina that gives birth to a lot of fantastic footballers. So if you want to make babies, go to Rosario and you into sports or anything.
Okay. Don't know why we're promoting tourism there, but okay, good.
Sorry.
Chala, no.
No, but you mentioned about foreign coaches, right? Now, let me ask you, do you think that one day, a Singaporean coach will make it in one of the bigger leagues?
I mean, okay, think about it. I follow a lot of, I try to follow the Singapore football news as I can. In terms of making it big, I think we can. If you look at the India Premier League, I think it was like Chennai City or something like that was managed by a Singaporean. I think it still is. I'm not too sure.
Really?
Very well. Yeah, I did very well, in
Chennai. I need to Google this, man.
I follow. Yeah. It was like a Singaporean coach. I think still is a Singaporean. I'm not too sure, but I still think it's a Singaporean coach. And they brought Chennai to some sort of either won the league or something like that. But there are some presence there. You have the likes of what's his name? Sundramoorthy, if I'm not wrong. I don't know whether he's still with, because I didn't really check the news because suddenly you asked me like that. But isn't he with one of the national teams outside now, or maybe still not? I don't know, Laos or Myanmar, one of them.
Laos.
Yeah. So I maybe still is, maybe it's still not. But if you know what, I think Singapore football has a lot of way to go for sure. But the government should not put any random year on it, because every time we put a year on it, we get further and further and further. So you know what, please, don't put any more year. You put the more year only, the more pressure, and don't know what's happening. We tried bringing in Bernstein because I talk about German footballers or German coaches. I mean, he's German.
Yeah.
He came in, but there's a reason why he's no longer the coach. Then now we have a Japanese guy, and we can keep bringing in all these. But I think at the end of the day, Singaporeans must somehow still support our sports if can. I mean, recently we talked about the Olympic fiasco when we were in episode 1 of VAR. People only know how to say but don't know how to support. For me, of course, I not that I follow the SPL a lot, but if I can, I do. And I would say right here, right now, I am a hool. If you don't know what a hool is, it's a hooligan. It's for Hougang United. Yeah, I do support Hougang United. And I will say right here, I've been their sports announcer for at least 2 seasons. And yeah, I enjoy.
Are you still the sports announcer?
No more already.
Oh.
The contract is up, and different management for the sound thing. But nevertheless, I enjoyed it. And this was before I went to national service. So I really did enjoy doing all the games, and I think there's something about the local football scene. that can be up because the tickets are not expensive. I don't know whether they increase price because I have never been to a game for a long time, but I can remember at least minimum $2, or maybe if you're senior citizen, it's also that price or whatever, but it's less than $10 to watch a football game. Nowadays they're clever, they put on YouTube, so now you can watch you can watch the games on YouTube. So I just want to ramble here that if we can support, we support law, because there are some great talents that we have here. We have some great foreign talents as well that they've brought in, and we have what we call the big boys coming. It used to be like what back then. I think maybe you know them as what Tampines Rover and Home United and all that. Then now rebranding comes in. Tampines is still there, but then you have like back then Warriors as well. But now you have the likes of what Lion City Sailor, and spending big money, brought in the Asian Champions League coach coming in, and I think Singapore SPL, the Singapore football has what it takes lah. But I want to say this, but we must have some faith in it lah. I mean, we have not been up in our ranking, but you know what? I think if we can support, we try to support. So go Singapore football.
I think if I were to ramble on, we are probably going to overrun again.
So time. Just to wrap it up, right? So, talking about Messi and everything, let's wrap it up quickly with what do you think is the most ideal PSG lineup? Because we've got a couple. I'm going to put them up on the screen. What do you think is the most ideal?
Most ideal?
Most ideal, to me, the most ideal would be a 3-4-3 formation.
Okay.
3-4-3. So 3 central defenders in Kimpembe, Ramos, Marquinhos. The 4 will comprise of Bernat on the left, Verratti, Wijnaldum in the middle, and Hakimi on the right. Maybe Di Maria on the right or even on the left, depending. And then obviously the 3 are the M&M. Neymar, Mbappe, and Messi. Don't forget, on the bench they still have Icardi, they still have Drexler. They have a lot. They have a strong team. Yeah, but that's my idea.
Okay,
just play 1-9 1-9. One guy defending 9 all attack. PSG roll out 1-9. I mean, at the end of the day, I've already said my piece. I think yes, PSG is a squad, but I think they're not the one that will take over the football realm. So yeah, but maybe they try 1-9 and they might be able to do it. You never know. Just saying.
Okay, and with that, thank you so much. We'll catch you next week on our episode of VAR with John and Ben. Have a great weekend ahead, and bye.
See ya.